command, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. And so once you set up an opportunity, and I'm just going off of the idea that you set up your opportunity, you have all of your documents loaded and ready for compliance, and now you have an accepted offer, and you've entered the offer into, and now you may have noticed, I mean, maybe you don't, because this may be the way it always is for you guys. Before, offers and commissions were separate. Now they've merged them into a single thing. And so you create your offer, and Lindsay Ronak has a really great training on how to use this tool really effectively. But so I'm just gonna, I have a pre-created opportunity or offer here. So I've accepted it, and then I'm gonna click Manage Commission. And now this will take me to the Commissions tab. So right away, we'll go to Edit General Information.
Hold on, I'm taking notes, so just 1 second.
Yeah, I am too. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a little slower, please. Let's see. Okay, so once we're in command, then we go to
Opportunity.
Say it again, please.
You'll go to Opportunities.
Okay.
You'll find the opportunity. I'm not training on the whole creation of an opportunity. I'm really focusing on the commissions aspect of things. So as I said at the beginning, we're going to assume that you've created your opportunity. You have, so you start with creating your contact, because the whole opportunity follows the contact.
Got that.
You're either going to create a listing or a buyer opportunity. You'll upload all of your documents related to the transaction that you are responsible for compliance into these documents, and there's placeholders for everything. You just choose, residential, and it's got a whole bunch of placeholders to let you know what you are liable for. And then once you've written an offer and you've gotten it accepted, within 7 days of that accepted offer, you'll create your commission. Now, before you can create the commission, you'll be asked to create an offer. The offer, it really is just a digital version of the offer you send to your your buyer or seller.
Okay, well, that's not you.
And then we'll click.
That does not look like you.
Corey, I'm muting you unless you had some questions. Okay, so we are going to go over to general information. The first thing that we're going to notice is this red starred item right here. We'll click Edit General Information. We'll add the contract date. And we'll save changes. Now, here I am. I'm the sole agent on this transaction. I've got 1 unit. My gross commission is going to be $12,000, because that's driven by the sales price and the commission rate that you select when you're setting up your opportunity. And then you'll scroll down here. It'll apply any caps, and it should know at the beginning of every month where you were, and we updated in real time with every transaction. So this is a listing. And so I'm going to go to Edit Agent Payment. And let's say I am going to take a $295 admin bonus that I'm going to charge my seller. So I'll go down here to Extra Payment Options, and I'll click Add Item. Then I need to choose bonus, concession, deduction, referral. So I'm going to choose bonus. We always split with Market Center. Hello there, Bridget. And then I'm hello. So I'm charging $295, and I'll click Add. So now I'll save changes. And you'll see that $295 bonus added to my gross commission. Now this is a listing. Oops.
What is the bonus? I don't get that.
You can charge an additional fee to your seller over the commission percentage if you so choose. Many many agents do.
For what, I mean, just to, what's the purpose of that? I mean, just to make more money? I don't,
It's
It-
additional commission. Yeah, a lot of folks do it because and I'll show you this in a minute. On all listings, we charge a $2.95 fee that you pay the broker. So we'll click Edit Agent Payment. We'll scroll down to Extra Payment Options. We'll add item again. This time we'll choose a deduction. The amount is $2.95. It's a BAC fee when you pay to KW. And you have to fill out anything that has a red star here. I don't really need this information, but they want this information. So I'll click Add and Save Changes. And now there is that $2.95 BAC fee that we charge you. And that $2.95 bonus that you charged your seller will somewhat offset it because it's subject to the cap. It won't be a one-to-one. I think if you want it to be a one-to-one with your cap included, you need to charge $4.95. So lots of agents do that.
Okay.
So, okay. Bridget and Josie, did I see Josie came in? Just to catch you up.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that you've already created your opportunity. You have all of your documents loaded. You have a offer that's accepted and you're within your 7-day window. You'll go over to offers and commissions. You'll create an offer, and Lindsay Bronick has a great training on that. Hello there, Zare. And how to use that feature effectively. Let's see. So I'm going to click Manage Commission now that I've created that accepted offer. And here I have created my commission. You'll need to enter the contract date using Edit General Information right away. That won't follow through the rest of the opportunity. And so now let's say that I am going to share my commission. I have a referral that I need to pay to Bridget. So I'm going to edit agent payment. So now I only get 0.75% of the unit if I'm paying a referral for somebody in the office. So we handle internal referrals with units. So we'll save changes. So one thing that we also need to do is, you see this calculate commission. It doesn't automatically adjust it. So once you change the units, you'll need to click calculate commission or it won't balance. So we'll click save changes and then I'll add another agent. So now this automatically calculates that. We click save changes. There's Bridget Ty. So I have 0.75. Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly there, Bridget.
Yes, I was shocked. I love it.
Perfect. So, okay. So now I'm going to move this so we can all see. So now the summary says my total commission, it has my bonus. It has my deduction. It has me and Bridget right here. But it still says I'm missing something. So that's something that's really nice about commissions that wasn't true of our previous platform. Now, before you click the submit button, it will tell you exactly what you're missing. So yeah, I'm missing the listing. So I'm going to go to select bot from listings. I'm going to go to all listings. I'm going to go to Overlook Drive in Greendale. And I am going to select this property right here. So now it's attached to a listing and I am able to submit. Does anybody have any questions before I move on?
I do have a question on that 295.
Mm-hmm.
It's only charged by KW when there's a listing and not like when I bring a buyer in?
Correct. We don't charge it on buyer transactions, but we do charge it on all listings.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's walk through a buyer. So buyer sales are really easy. When you are setting up your offer, you select the listing in the process of selecting the offer because that's where it drives the sale price. So once we click manage commission and we adjust to that contract date, like I said, it doesn't come through from the previous points in the opportunity. So we'll click save changes. So unless we are adding another agent, or let's say we are adding an outside referral, I would go back down to extra payment options. I would click add item. We'll go down to outside referral. You do have to add the EIN. I forgot. And that's their business ID, their tax ID. So now we'll click Save Changes. So now you'll see my outside referral is deducted from my agent gross. My net to agent has my caps applied. Everything looks good in the summary and there's nothing else to change. And we'll click Submit. Here it'll ask you if you want to donate. You are not required to. You'll click Apply. And that's done. So it's really easy. One nice thing about the new, they've made some changes recently in advance of family reunion. And now, previously, once we submitted this and it went through the system, we couldn't do anything. Now we can request termination from the MCA's office if we have the deal fall through.
Now what happens, because you have to have this in command within 7 days of the accepted offer.
Yes, ma'am.
What happens during the process of negotiating and terms change or they didn't praise, so now the sale price changes? How do you go about making those changes straight across?
You don't. In terms of the commission, what is important to us is what agents are we paying? What percentage are we paying them? Are there any referrals? Should I be expecting a bonus check? And, and that's not even as important. The sale price, commission rate, everything, we go off of the closing docs that we receive. So that we understand, obviously, that between the 7 days after the accepted offer and the closing table, things can change. So we go off of the closing docs for those details.
Okay, but for our own benefit, we should go ahead and update those amounts?
You can you can update them in the details section, but in terms of the commissions page, no. You
Okay.
can't actually. Once you've submitted it, you can't make any alterations. You have to request a termination.
Okay. Now, what if you're on a team?
So yeah, let me walk through that. I think I might have started on that right when you came in. So if you're on a team, let's see, what have I got over here? I think I've got a buyer sales. So I'm going to go ahead and accept this offer. I'm going to manage the commission. I'm going to add the contract date. And then we'll get to the agents. So we're going to save changes. So, okay, right now I am an agent alone on this deal, getting the full units. But let's say I'm on a team. And I'm going to edit agent payment. I'm the Rainmaker, so I get 0.3. I'm going to save changes. And then I'm going to click add another agent. So you're going to get 0.7% of this deal. We'll calculate the commission, save changes. I forgot. So now there you are, but we have too much commission. So now I have to go back to mine. I adjusted the unit, but I forgot to calculate commission. Now we're
The
gonna.
agent's unit is the percentage that you're getting paid,
Mm-hmm.
how you splitting the commission.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and in this scenario, you get 30% and your team is getting 70?
Nope. No, I was having myself be the. It really depends on your team agreement. Don't take this as gospel or anything.
No, I was just wondering, how you're calculating it.
Yeah, yeah. So then the only thing I have to do is add the listing here. So we'll select from listings. Oh no, all listings. Now I'm ready to go. Oh, wait, but it's a listing. Who's paying that $295 BAC fee? So I'll go back to edit agent payment. I'll scroll down to extra payment options. I'll add a deduction. BAC fee, pay to KW. We'll save changes. Now there we are. The Rainmaker is paying the $295 BAC fee. You're getting 0.7 of the deal. And we can go ahead and click submit. Decide if I'm going to donate, hit apply.
When you're using the term Rainmaker, I'm sorry, is that the actual agent that has the listing?
In terms of team parlance, Maureen Stahle is the Rainmaker of SRG. Jay Schmidt is the Rainmaker of Jay Schmidt Group. It's the lead agent that runs the team.
Okay. So that's the Rainmaker, and then I'll be the following. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So does anybody have any questions? Is there anything you'd like to see me do?
I'm quickly realizing that this was something I was supposed to do, I guess. My closing's in a couple weeks, so I will do it today.
Okay. And if you run into any issues, I mean, it's pretty straightforward and pretty intuitive. Really, it just follows the offer. And, things only get weird. So like, let's say I'm going to go ahead and add an offer on this one so you guys can see me walk through it real quickly. So you can give it a name. This is a buyer sale, so I'll need to choose the property. I'm going to select from KWLS. We'll click parties. And here you'll select what the terms are. And select the earnest money percentage. You'll click agent analysis. You can make this as, useful as you want. You can actually send this to the buyer. So we'll save. We're going to accept it. And then that opens up that commission. Manage commission. Now let's say originally we had a 2.4 commission rate, but we've decided to go for a flat 5,000. I'm going to delete this. I'll click Save Changes. So now here I am in the buyer sale. And now see, it says that I've got that excess agent commission. I'm gonna edit agent payment. I'm gonna click calculate commission, save changes. And now we're all good. Things to remember are the $295 BACP that we charge you, that's a deduction that you add by going to edit agent payment, extra payment options. And that is also how we handle outside referrals.
Can I ask you like kind of a dumb question?
I love
Um, you know how in MLS it'll be like 2.4 and 2.4?
Mhm.
I never quite understood that when most people are charging like 6% or 5%.
Oh, in terms of how that adds up?
Yeah, it doesn't add up to me.
It doesn't. You'll go by, it may say that in MLS, but you'll go by the documents.
Okay.
So,
What shows up in the MLS is what you're willing to pay the other party for bringing in that person, that buyer, correct? It's not what you're displaying as the listing agent.
yeah, I am super not the compliance broker.
Yeah.
I'm just the lady who pays your commissions. I would talk to Kimmy about that during contract training. So yes, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but the documents that the legal documents that you receive that represent the transaction are what will guide that percentage.
Okay, awesome. Just like a second dumb question, and maybe you went over this. So I'm just curious, how does the buyer's agent receive their money? Like, do you guys send a check to like a Shore West type thing, or how does that work?
So if you're the listing agent, how does the buyer's agent get paid?
Yep.
So usually the closing entity will pay a check to each side. So if we get a check and Shore West gets a check, and we never see the
Gotcha. Okay.
it doesn't figure
Focus
into
title
our
or whatever.
sphere of understanding in any way other than to be a cross check for, did we receive enough money? And that's all on the closing docs.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. But no, we don't pay Shore West.
The title company pays the brokerage.
The title company pays us. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then once Keller Williams gets paid, which is typically what, like on closing day?
Typically,
Then-
although, sometimes folks, we encourage folks to attend the closing in as much as they are able or allowed. Then you would go and you would pick up your documents and you would bring them to the office, although sometimes some agents have everything mailed. I will say that tends to be a much slower process.
Okay, so I was planning on, of course, attending the closing, and then I'll receive documents that I would bring to Megan.
Yep.
Or you directly, or?
No, you'll bring them to Megan. She'll check them, and we have a whole process for making sure nothing gets lost.
Okay. And then from the moment you receive stuff, typically, I guess, when do I see things in my bank account?
We usually say approximately 24 hours, although that depends on weekends and, maybe it'll take an extra day depending upon what's, the approval process in the bank. So.
Okay.
We try to turn it around.
I'm just so used to, every 2 weeks or something. So a day sounds wonderful.
We try to turn it around quickly. Does anybody else have any other questions? You want me to walk through anything else? I think once you have a chance to play with it and use it a little bit, it's really easy. There's a lot of folks who started doing this who had never used it before and never watched a video, and you know, it's really quite straightforward. The old method, you had to tab, enter zeros in some boxes and leave some alone, and this is much easier. Okay, folks, I will give you the gift of time if there are no other questions. This really is it. It's not any more complicated than this.
When you hire
Thank you so
transaction-
much.
No problem. And again, there's a video on
Thank
YouTube
you.
already. Yeah, you're welcome. And you can always call the MCA's office or email Emily or myself. We're happy to answer questions if you run into any, you know, issues while you're filling this out.
If you hire a transaction coordinator, they also handle this portion of it as well, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Mhm. Have a good day, everybody.
You
You too.
too.